All right, well, good morning, Rocky Hill small group facilitators. Christopher Scott here, coming to you with another weekly Bible book introduction and some small group facilitator training time. We're continuing our series going through the letters of Paul, giving you kind of the big picture of the book and how it fits into the overall message of the Bible to help you as a facilitator take people in your group through those books of the Bible. So today, we're going to look at Ephesians, okay? The book of Ephesians. So there are 66 books in the Bible. 66 books in the Bible, 39 in the Old Testament, 27 in the New Testament. Out of those 27 in the New Testament, 13 of them were written by the Apostle Paul, right? Guy that was Saul became Paul, the Apostle Saul, 13 of those letters. Out of those 13 letters, 4 of them are called prison letters, or the prison epistles or prison letters. And Ephesians is one of them. Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, and Philemon are 4 what we call prison letters. And those are letters that Paul wrote from his time in prison in Rome when he was under kind of house arrest. He lived near the Praetorium Guard. It wasn't like a deep, dark, dirty, smelly prison. It was actually kind of like a house situated. He could have visitors, things like that. So those are the 4 prison letters. Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, and Philemon are 4 prison letters that he wrote from prison in Rome, which you can read about in the last few chapters of the book of Acts. And after his time in prison, Paul got released, did some more ministry, and then he got to do some ministry, and then he wrote 2 Timothy, which is called a prison letter as well, but it was his his last letter that he wrote. So, but that one we don't always call a prison letter because it was at a different imprisonment than the first 4. And then it's called the pastoral letter, actually. It usually gets grouped with 1 and 2 Timothy and Philemon as pastoral letters because those were written to specific people to help them as pastors, okay? So I hope that makes sense. So 27 books in the New Testament, 13 of them were written by Paul, 4 of them are prison letters, and Ephesians is one of those prison letters. And the letter was written to the believers in the city of Ephesus, right? Which you probably know a little bit about Ephesus. You can Google it and learn all kinds of stuff about the city and its long history there in Ephesus. And as we talk about these letters of Paul, it starts with Romans and it ends with Philemon. Romans is 16 chapters. It's a big, long, thick book written to Rome, right? The city in Rome, right? This people. And then Philemon is 1 chapter written to one person, right? So these books of Paul start big and broad and they get shorter and more succinct and more focused in who they are writing to. And as Ephesians goes along, Ephesians is a city, smaller than Rome. And then, so that's how as we do these videos, you'll see that progression and how it goes along there, okay? So, that's the letter to Ephesians. It's a great book to study. It's one of the books I usually suggest every small group cover at some point in time. It's organized really well. The first 3 chapters are doctrine and teaching, and the last 3 chapters are application and living, right? So in Warren Wiersbe's commentary, I remember he outlines it. First 3 chapters are doctrine. Last 3 chapters are duty, like our response to the thing. So, a response to what we're supposed to do with the teaching. So it's a great book to cover and study. It talks about, men and women and marriage, slaves, spiritual warfare, all kinds of great things in there. And I'm sure you're familiar with it. It's a good book to cover. And hope you're able to go through it in your time and in your small group. So that's Ephesians. If you have any questions on Ephesians, feel free to leave a little comment down there. And I'd love to talk to you some more about it. Okay, now also as part of our weekly time in these videos, I've been going through Karen Lee Thorpe's 10 tips for asking great questions. Okay, 10 tips for asking great questions. The last tip, number 10, don't lose sight of the big picture, she says. Don't lose sight of the big picture. She writes, on the other hand, some people are good at seeing the big picture. Since the forest is as important as the trees, encourage those in your group who are good at summarizing what a paragraph, a chapter, a story, or a psalm is about, understanding the original historical context of a passage, seeing the similarities between our modern world and the ancient world, keeping the group focused on its goals. Okay, so in the tip before this, she talked about how some people really like to focus on the details, and there's some people that really like to focus on the big picture. So over time, you're going to kind of learn who are those people that pick out the details and can notice little subtle things in the text. And then what are those people that are really good at just summarizing it and making it say what kind of the intent was. Okay, so hope this was helpful for you as a small group facilitator. Thanks for watching. I enjoy getting to do these for you. Thank you for doing your group and taking people through books of the Bible and discipling them and loving them and walking with them in their relationship with Jesus. We'll catch you on another video as we continue the letters of Paul.